Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 89 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
You all right over there?
A little sleeve malfunction. Got the old this guy going on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
That's a nice shirt you got there,
Speaking
Sean.
of t-shirts.
Represent the Nerd 901.
We'll get our own shirts one of these days.
One of these days. And you know what those shirts will be for, Sean? They'll be for the Two Player Co-op Podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here. If this is the first time you're watching us, this is our weekly podcast where we get together every week, two brothers. We talk about what we've been playing. We BS for about 20, 30 or minutes or an hour or something like that. We get into the news of the week that we think you need to know about and that we think is most important in our minds. Then we end each podcast by playing the amazing Back the Box Challenge. That's the Two Player Co-op Podcast. We thank you guys so much for being here. If it is the first time you're seeing us, go ahead, hit that subscribe button down there, hit the like button down there, share the video with your friends if you like what you see. If you don't, we'd still appreciate it if you shared it, but we understand if you don't because that'd be weird. But thank you guys so much for being here. Episode 89. We keep getting closer to episode 100.
We're getting real close. Like, we need to start thinking about that soon. Are you still going to do what you originally wanted to do for 100? The video project?
Oh, God. I don't know how that's going to happen now. That's probably one of those things where eventually we'll do it. Maybe that's
episode 200.
Episode
if
whatever.
We're still around.
Yeah, if we ever stop, maybe that's how we'll end it. We'll do that. But I don't know if episode 100... So we live streamed episode 50. That was interesting. We live streamed episode 75. That was interesting as well. Not as bad.
More controlled.
Yeah, episode 50 was just basically, let's look at where we've been, where we're going, reminisce, all this other stuff. And we had the recipe. We had a lot of the recipe. And then episode 75, we live streamed it. We went through our top 75 games in alphabetical order of all time. And that was a lot of fun. So we said we were going to live stream every 25 episodes, but now we're getting closer and closer. I'm like, I don't know that that's going to work.
I think we can. I don't think 100 needs to be... It's not like we're now going to do our top 100 game. I don't think we need to do... It doesn't need to be a whole themed episode. No, I think it could be a normal episode.
No, I know, but timing-wise, you might not be in the country.
No, I'll be here.
I don't know. You might be on your honeymoon on episode 100.
11 weeks from now.
You'll be on your honeymoon.
What is it? August?
It's the end of August. That'll put us to basically the end of November.
All right. If we keep doing one a week...
let's just say this. We may live stream episode 100. We would like to, but life, of course, for me especially, is different than it used to be. Life, I know Sean's got a lot of stuff going on here in the next few months, along with getting married and travel for work. And
all right,
lots
here's
of other
89,
stuff, so.
90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. That should actually fall right in between, unless my big work travel gets delayed. I won't be on the honeymoon yet.
Okay.
That'll be the following weekend.
It's going
to be tough.
It's going to be tough.
It may work out.
If not,
you can go live. You can just live stream by yourself.
Hey guys, me and my kids
drinking
by myself like a sad old man. Speaking of drinking, so I'm one, if you know me, Sean will understand this.
Because I know him.
I hate, a lot of times I don't hate, but I dislike things that are popular. Just because if it's not something I'm interested in, I don't really like them. So I see everybody, it's like this LaCroix stuff, this sparkling water, whatever. I don't like vodka sodas. Those are popular. And it's not because they're popular. I just don't think it's just like it's just carbonation and vodka. Like it does not taste good.
You got a haircut.
I did get a haircut. It went way too short, so I'm glad I did it now before the wedding. Because I said...
This is going to be your last haircut before the wedding?
No. Well, now it won't. I said...
Yeah, I mean, now it'd probably be fine.
1.5 sides in the back, finger length on top. Does that look like finger length? I guess technically it is. But
yeah, what kind of finger? Are you talking this kind of finger?
Well, no, but finger length, like when they say finger length, it's like this and then kind of cut it above
it. Is, but
I can't
over.
part this. Finger length, normally I can part it. So what I'm going to do now is...
You need two fingers.
What I'm going to do now is, like 2 weeks before the wedding, I'm going to get the sides cut again and just trim the top. I can part it. It'll be great. What the hell was I saying? Oh, yeah, LaCroix. So I hear all these people talking about LaCroix. Shout out to John Grennan and Cindy Grennan because y'all been drinking it way longer than any of these hipsters. So I see this. I'm like, at least this is flavored sparkling water or whatever that is. I need to cut back on my calories. It's very clear. I mean, you can't tell when I'm sitting here, but I need to cut back on my calories. So I'm like, okay, vodka has no carbs. Sean doesn't believe me, but vodka has no carbs. And LaCroix has no carbs either. I know.
Here's the thing. Maybe it doesn't have like the standard definition of carb. It is a fact. It is science. Calories come from fat, protein, and carbs, and that's it.
It has no.
There is 9 calories per gram of fat, 4 calories per gram of carbs, and same for protein. There's no protein and there's no fat in vodka. So it's got to be carbs. I think alcohol is a carb, but maybe it's not like your standard.
It's not sugar,
carb,
which is what's killing me. Like there's sugar in all the beers we drink and lots of it. You don't think of it.
Well, you need sugar. Yeah, I mean,
super high in
for the yeast.
Oh, this is not good. So anyways, I'm going to try this live on air. He's going to try it too.
I have not high hopes.
I have zero hopes for this. We're going to drink it anyways because we're thirsty and it's cold. So let's just give it a taste test. LaCroix.
Hey, sláinte.
Lime LaCroix, sláinte with a lime and a wee bit of vodka. Oh, my shillelagh. Oh, it's definitely better than vodka soda. That's actually quite charming.
It just kind of tastes like...
It's at least flavored, where a vodka soda is just pure carbonation. I don't think this is as carbonated.
I don't even know what I'm tasting. It's not bad, but it doesn't taste like vodka, and I don't even really taste lime. That's the only flavors going on in there, but it's just like kind of... It's not bad,
yeah,
but it's not... Yeah, it's very...
It's kind of refreshing. It's not like I like vodka tonics. I guess this is what really reminds me of is vodka tonic as opposed to a vodka soda.
It's vodka. It's lime. It's very refreshing. It's not bad. I would drink this out by the pool.
It's all pipes. By the way, I'm so ready for summer to be done with. If you're living in Memphis or anywhere hot, by the way, half our family is from Texas. Hard stop. God, if anybody that's watching us is in Texas,
be safe.
Thoughts and prayers and love all heading your way.
Not James Solar. He made it very clear he's far enough away from us, so we know he's good. But
so other than James, anybody else, just
stay safe.
Stay safe. We love y'all. We are. Our dad is from Texas. Our mom's from New York. For a long time, one of the tattoos I've wanted to get was a Hook 'em Horns. Was the Texas Longhorn going through the Yankees logo. Eventually, I'll probably get that done.
I never got my tattoo, and now it's too late.
I didn't either.
I mean, too late this year.
I'm going to get it next fall. The one I want to get here, and maybe a Triforce here, and then maybe the Texas one too. Once I start, I'm gonna end up looking like Randy Orton.
I think I'm getting one tattoo, just one and done.
You say that now. So, anyways, just thoughts and prayers to y'all. But yeah, I'm sick of summer. I'm sick of this hot weather. It cooled off today because it stormed out of nowhere, as to be expected, because Harvey's coming up. But I'm done with summer. Like, I love my pool. I love the backyard. But after like 2 months, I'm like, I'm just done. Like, I go to pick up the kids every day after school, and I'm like, I just walk to the school, and I'm just drenched in sweat. It's just disgusting because it's so humid.
Oh, I'm already... So, fall is my favorite season. And I think I've probably talked about it on here before, but even at 32 to be 33 soon, I am...
Hashtag Team Young.
I am still a kid, and I will always be a kid when it comes to Christmas. I love everything about it. Like, I was just thinking, I mean, so anyways, that goes back to fall. I think part of why I like fall is that means Christmas is coming closer. It means football is here.
Yes.
It means winter is coming. We'll get to that later. I love fall, and I'm somewhat kind of sad, but not really, that I feel like I'm going to kind of miss fall this year. Between just figuratively missing it because I'm wrapped up in wedding planning and stuff. And then, I mean, I'm going to be gone right when fall starts. Again, I'm going to be in Munich. I'm not complaining. And then I'm getting married. Again, not complaining. I probably will be out in California for a week. Not complaining. I may be traveling around the world.
Not complaining.
And then I'm on my honeymoon.
Not complaining.
Very much not complaining. But a little tiny part of me is kind of sad that I am going to kind of miss fall this year. But like, I'm already thinking about Christmas now. Because now you go to Lowe's and they already have like Halloween and
ridiculous.
Thanksgiving decorations out, which means Christmas decorations aren't that far away. We're already trying to figure out what we want to do for Christmas decorations. I saw something stupid online. It's probably on like BuzzFeed or something. It was like part of like a bigger thing. But one of the things they showed was like, it's ridiculous, the little things that whatever bring me back. Maybe I'm just a basic white boy, but I saw like the Starbucks holiday cups through the year, and just seeing like the red cup instead of the white cup was like, I can't wait for it to be like the holiday season. Like it's the end of August and I'm already like, hey, it's almost December.
Well, they've been selling Oktoberfest beer since like July, which it gets earlier and earlier. Winter Lager will be out there probably in late September. Yeah, I'm serious.
Probably,
like it's crazy. And I don't like it anymore, otherwise I'd be very excited about that. I will say though, as much as you love Christmas, I know you don't love it like, hey, presents for me, presents for me.
No, it's not
just
even
the whole
exactly
the whole everything. Like,
yes,
just
Christmas
wait.
music, Christmas decorations. Everybody just is in a little bit of a better mood. It's just, I don't know.
just
I love
wait till you have kids.
Oh, it'll be
then it
that'll
takes on
take
a whole
on,
other.
Yep.
I mean, just you seeing the boys on Christmas.
Oh
has
yeah,
to
I
be
mean that
amazing.
already. Yeah.
But when it's your own kids, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of winter is coming, Sean, take it away.
So no spoilers, I promise, because the last thing I want to do for anybody is spoil Game of Thrones. But
I
the
would
finale,
think everybody would have watched it.
I
by
would
now,
think
but
so.
I agree.
But the finale was great. It didn't disappoint. This season has gotten a lot of hate. I don't get it. I think there are some legitimate arguments to be made, but I think it's mostly just people wanting to. It's cool to not like things that everybody else likes, and it's cool to like complain about stuff, like whatever. This was not my favorite season.
Yeah.
But it was still good, and it was almost nonstop action from start to finish. The finale was great, even though it was mostly everything. Everything that happened is kind of what I expected to happen. And then before I came over here, just for the heck of it, I went back and watched the series premiere, like episode 1.
Wow.
Because they keep everything it's weird. Everything kind of really ties back to the beginning. And I know you probably never will, but God, I would love for you to watch this show. It is so good. Even watching like the first episode, I'm like, I kind of now want to go back and watch the whole series again.
I mean, I know
It's
the
one of
big
those things where it's like,
beats.
if you go and see like I'm trying to think of what it would be, but maybe like Interstellar, some kind of movie like that where
Inception.
you almost, where you want to go back and watch it again to see
what we
the
talked
things
about
you
with video
missed
games,
the
yeah.
first time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see you.
I kind of want to go back and just look for all these little pieces and like, oh my God, I forgot they were even talking about this guy way back then, or things like that. Like I think I'm gonna watch the whole series again. But it's weird. I mean, it's 1A and 1B, 1 and 1A, whatever the saying is.
Breaking Bad.
Best series ever. This and Breaking Bad. This is definitely more just an epic scale. I mean, this is more like a video game. Breaking Bad was more like just. I mean, it was a little outlandish, but it was more just real life.
It was grounded in reality. Yeah.
Yes. But it's weird. On both of those shows, it's weird to go back, compare. I mean, we're not at the end yet of Game of Thrones, but basically at the end of Game of Thrones and comparing it to episode 1, and the same thing with Breaking Bad, the last season, and comparing it to like the first season or the first couple episodes, everyth's just so much lighter and like... Everybody's just, it's literally lighter, and there are more, not humorous, but just lighthearted elements. It's so weird, but I mean, I'm sure that happens with a lot of shows, but it's weird to think like, God, they have no idea what's to come. And it's just, it is so good. I would be tempted to put this over Breaking Bad, but maybe just because Breaking Bad has come and gone, that smells terrible.
It's weird. Is it the
But
garbage?
I don't know. I can see how it would be a very daunting task to go back and watch it all. But I just said that I'm probably going to do it.
That's a lot of episodes.
It is, but you got plenty of time before the last season comes out.
No, they're saying it might be 19. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't. I'm dreading it ending. Like I don't want to see it end. But and I guess the whole last season, even though there's only, I think, 6 episodes, they're all going to be like
Everybody
movies.
dies.
They're all going to be like an hour, 20, hour, 30 minutes
really?
long.
Okay.
It's going to be like 6 like short movies, not like 50 to 60-minute episodes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be crazy, but I can't wait, but I also don't want to see it end.
I think at some point I'll give it a chance. Like I know the Red Wedding, I know the Hodor, I know that. But like, so I know those, but I'm like, even though I know what happened last week and I kind of know what happened this week, by the time I got back to it, I'd be like, I have no idea.
That's how I was. I started watching, I binged the first 3 seasons between season 3 and season 4. Right after I heard about the Red Wedding. I think I watched the Red Wedding. I like loaded it up online.
I just watched that.
I was like, wow, this is crazy. I don't know who these people are, but
Yeah.
this is pretty crazy. And by the time I actually got to that episode, I could kind of see, oh, here's how they're building. Here's how they end up there. But until I was getting close enough, it was like, I don't remember who died in the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Like, it didn't mean anything to me. So I feel like it didn't ruin anything, but I still enjoyed it probably just as much if I had never seen the Red Wedding. I mean, I enjoyed the series as a whole. I'm sure the Red Wedding, if I experienced that the way everybody else experienced it, that just didn't see it coming, at least the people that hadn't read the books, that would have just blown my mind. But I think you do need to give it a shot.
I think I will. I think I will at some point.
Yeah.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, though, and how it used to be lighthearted at the beginning, so I caught yesterday. I was just flipping through the channels. Nothing was on. It was after the Yankee game. The Yankees had won, and I stumbled on Batman Begins was on about an hour and a half in, about a little bit over halfway, and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch this. And watching it, I'm like, man, like I know Dark Knight beat for beat for beat, and really Dark Knight Rises also. I feel like I've seen both of those 8 to 10 times. Probably not. Probably 5 times for Dark Knight Rises. I feel like I've only really seen Batman Begins from beginning to end 3 times.
I've probably seen it 2 or 3 times.
It's so,
Dark Knight probably at least 10
yes,
times,
it's
and
so
Rises
good.
maybe 6 or 7.
But then I noticed like when you watch that, you really remember why the people that hated Batman versus Superman, and there are a lot of you see why they did what. It's not just the I'm Batman, I'm sad. It's just little things like after Batman, spoiler alert for a 12-year-old movie, when he rescues Katie Holmes, Rachel Dawes, from when she gets gassed.
Yep.
And he does the bat. He calls all the bats with the sonar and stuff. That's cool. And then that's the first time you see the tumbler. And he goes up the parking garage, which I was thinking, I wonder if that's the same parking garage where at the beginning of The Dark Knight, where he attacks the fake Batman thugs there, and he goes when he lands on the roof. And that's after that he tells Alfred, I need to be able to move my neck. It's like something we've said about all the Batman movies. He needs to be able to move his neck, and it was kind of like meta and stuff. But anyways, like he just backs into a parking spot so he can get as much room as he can to go to blow the wall at the end of the parking lot and then go up on the roofs and go. He backs into a spot that says compact car, and he plows through the 2 cars that are there on each side. And it's just like little things like that. Like, and there's other moments in there too where it's like, it didn't have to be, is she with you? I thought she was with you. She was with you, Martha. Like the cape, like it's little, like even Christopher Nolan knows how to get those moments that are still, and like even like Inception had moments like that, and I think Interstellar did too, as stressful as that.
And
was.
it doesn't like take you out of the moment. It's not like so
Right.
like that was not inappropriate, but like
It didn't fit.
yeah, like it's just little tiny things that if you aren't really paying attention, you'll miss. But yeah.
And the other thing is King Joffrey's in that. He's the little kid that Batman gives the
yeah.
thing to, and everybody's always
God,
like,
yeah.
Batman should have killed him.
Yeah.
Batman doesn't kill unless it's Batman versus Superman. We watched Mayweather McGregor. I don't regret it. I am proud that we spent money on it. I'm glad it was 100 times better, even if it...
Oh, it was so much better than the Pacquiao
than the
fight.
Pacquiao fight. I'll never get over...
You getting over me?
I was... Yeah. Who was that?
Expose.
Expose. God. Hot 5 at 9 on...
T93 FM.
Watertown, New York, shout out. I don't, when I see all these people rooting for Mayweather, like rooting for him, it's different if you respect him as a boxer. But like rooting for this guy who's just a pure a-hole, I will never get it. I will never, ever, ever understand it. When you know what this guy has done, and if you've read the letter from his 10-year-old kid who watched Floyd Mayweather beat the living tar out of his mom, how you can root for this guy. I'm all about second chances, but there are certain things you don't get second chances for. If you hurt women, if you hurt kids, or if you hurt animals, I'm looking at you, Mike Vick, you don't get a second chance in my mind. Now, luckily, I'm not the one that has to forgive people and all that other stuff, but I just don't understand it. All that being said, all you experts out there that said McGregor had no chance, me being one of them, I'm not an expert though. He held his own. I get it that Floyd was feeling him out and he wanted him to punch himself out. I believe that was his strategy.
Oh, yeah.
I do. But I also believe McGregor kicked his ass for those first 3 rounds. And in round 7. And while I get he had lost the fight, I like how McGregor said, like, no, I wanted him to knock me out. Like, if I'm going to lose, I want to lose. Don't stop the fight.
Right.
Have him finish me off. He's like, I wasn't hurt. And you could tell he couldn't even bring his hands up. Not because he was knocked out. He was just exhausted. He could barely stand. He couldn't even bring his hands up. So they had to stop the fight. You don't want him to get killed out there. But super entertaining fight. But people that make a big deal out of him now being 50-0, I don't think that he shouldn't be 50-0 because it's an exhibition or whatever. No, they both signed up for the fight. He beat McGregor. He is 50-0. But it's like I was trying to think of the best analogy for this. And I don't know, because at first I said it'd be like if Tom Brady wanted to play basketball one-on-one against LeBron. And it's not that. So I was like, maybe it's like Harlem Globetrotter. Whoever is the best Harlem Globetrotter right now played LeBron one-on-one. Somebody that is, in general, it's the same sport. It's fighting, it's basketball, but you're very good at one specific aspect. Like, you are very specialized. And then you go up against the guy, or maybe actually it's the opposite of that. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure, like, people that are boasting about Mayweather winning this fight, like,
well, it would be like, I know it's fake, but it's basically like Happy Gilmore and Shooter McGavin. Kind of a flash in the pan, like, not flash in the pan. I mean, he's got a big drive, but he can't putt. But he's good enough to kind of hold his own. I mean, right. But no, I get what you're saying. But I agree. I don't think McGregor, outside of a fluke, ever really stood a chance because of the way Floyd fights.
Because Floyd is the
It took McGregor. Now, granted, I don't know the first thing about boxing, but as someone who doesn't know the first thing about boxing, I feel like it took somebody like McGregor to make a Floyd Mayweather fight be entertaining.
Yeah.
Because the Pacquiao fight was horrible. Like, it took somebody that's just going to be like, screw it, I'm going to go right at him. I know exactly what he's trying to do, but I don't care. Like,
and I like, too, that...
But because of that, he never stood a chance.
Well, right. And Mayweather is a defensive fighter, and that just... I do not think he's the best fighter of all time. Not even close. And it's because I consider him a defensive fighter. I don't consider him a fighter.
Right.
Excuse me if that makes any sense. But McGregor clearly got under his skin. Like, it wasn't a work or anything like that. McGregor got under his skin because there was a time in rounds like 4, 5, and 6, I think, or maybe it was 5 and 6. I don't remember what, where he stopped being defensive and he went after McGregor. He was pissed. And that's why McGregor said what he said after the fight. People try to make a big deal out of that. No, he was actually being respectful when he said, I made him fight like a Mexican. Because what that means is typically Mexican boxers are brawlers. They come right at you. They're not scared of any. They will just start throwing bombs. They will fight you. It's none of this bobbing and weaving stuff. And that's what McGregor was saying. Like, I got under his skin. I made him fight like that. He came at me. Yeah. And that made it enjoyable for everybody. I just, I would have loved to see him knock him out. But I was like, if he's going to win this fight, somehow he's going to have to catch him with one hell of a punch in the first couple rounds, because there's no way he can go 12 rounds.
No.
He's just not. And even though Floyd's 40, Floyd's been doing this his whole life. He knows how to train for a boxing match. He knows how to go 12 rounds. I didn't think he really had a chance, but the fact that McGregor even made me believe he might have a chance made the fight entertaining.
Right. I don't think he ever had much of a chance. Like I said, if he was going to win that, he was going to win on a fluke, like 1 in a million punch that he happened to squeeze through and just knocked him out. that being said, I would at least say he stood somewhat of a chance of winning. You turn the tables and you put Floyd and him in an MMA match. Floyd has, I'm not kidding, 0%. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar if Connor's coming at him and Floyd just happens to get a punch off. But that's not how Floyd fights in general. I don't think he's going to fight. He's still going to be defensive in the octagon. He would get destroyed.
Connor would submit
happen.
him in probably 15 seconds.
It would not go beyond a round, yeah.
Because you're in a little octagon. I know it's not tiny like the Lion's Den or anything, WWE reference there, but it's a small octagon. Essentially no rules other than don't hit him below the belt.
Right.
He wouldn't last I shouldn't say 15 seconds. I know he wouldn't last one round. There's no way.
No.
Because Connor would eventually either kick him in the head and knock him out cold or get his hands on him, choke him out, and he would be done.
Yep.
And Floyd's not going to do that. If he could get the same payday, I still don't think he'd do it because it wouldn't be 50-1. It wouldn't be anything like that because it'd be an MMA fight. But just for the pure spectacle of it, I would love. There was rumors before the fight that they were going to have a rematch inside a cage. I think there's not
no
a
way.
snowball's chance in hell because Floyd won't do that because he's scared. McGregor, no matter what you think, if you're a Floyd fan or whatever, you have to give all the credit in the world to McGregor. He didn't embarrass himself. He comes out looking like $1 million.
Yep.
He is now the biggest star in
that
all
MMA
of combat,
has ever had.
in combat sports, period. He's bigger than any boxer on the planet now because Floyd's done. He's way bigger than even the UFC, which is Jim Gray was annoying after the fight where he was like, "Oh, what are you going to do when you go back to the small paydays of the UFC?" I was like, "Shut up, Jim." But like they were talking on SC6 today, Michael and Jamel, like Jamel said he should just become a full-time boxer. She's like, I think he could do it.
He could. I don't think he wants to.
But I don't think he wants to either. I think
I think if he's fighting basically nobodies, which to me is everybody but Floyd Mayweather in boxing, it's not going to be fun for him.
Yeah.
I don't think he would dominate, but he would certainly hold his own and whatever, but I don't think he wants to do that.
And not only that, he is a MMA fighter. This dude so many times was booping him on the head.
The hammer
and
fist,
I loved it. I was like,
yeah.
and there was a couple times where you could tell the way he grabbed him
He wanted
to tie him
just-
up.
yeah.
He wanted to friggin' belly to belly him and suplex him through the ring. And that's what he is. Now, I don't think he's going to give up fighting in UFC. I do think whatever his next fight is in UFC, no matter if Brock, Jones, if he can stop failing drug tests, whatever it is, if he goes whatever, it will be UFC's biggest pay-per-view of all time, no matter who he fights. Mm-hmm. But I won't be surprised if he's really only got one fight left in him. Like, I don't know if he wants to act. I don't know if he wants to be the next Jean-Claude Van Damme or The Rock or something like that. I don't know. But
one thing I will guarantee it, he will be, I don't know in what capacity, he will be at WrestleMania this year. I would love to see him do some kind of a gimmicky thing like Big Show and Floyd Mayweather or Big Show and Akebono. I don't know if it'll be Big Show and Conor McGregor, but he will either be in some kind of a gimmicky match or he'll do like a Ronda Rousey where he ends up in the ring with somebody. But he is going to be, I don't know if he'll ever be, he's not going to go Brock Lesnar and be a WWE wrestler. But he will have some sort of involvement with the WWE.
he's too small. And as you see him and Mayweather fighting, and they don't look like small individuals, but you put him in a WWE ring with anybody else, he's 5'9", 160, 170
Oh, he's
pounds.
not even a cruiserweight.
He's not even. He's smaller than Enzo. Like, that's why as much as his personality could carry him and he could kill anybody in the WWE, literally, if he wanted to. I mean, he's Conor McGregor. It probably wouldn't matter. But, I mean, he's smaller than Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is so much bigger built than he is. Like, I don't know if it translates. I know Vince will throw whatever amount of money he can at him to try to sign him eventually. But that's what I was going to say. I think he's going to
should
pull a
never
Rousey.
be any kind of full-time. He should just, show up, do his thing, and be done. But I don't know. I love that dude. I mean, it obviously helps that he's Irish, but
Yes,
I
sure does.
love that dude. I love his strut that he did, the Vince McMahon strut. I love everything about this dude. I mean, I already did, but this is the first time I've truly gotten to watch him other than just like highlights and stuff. And I don't know. I love that dude.
He's awesome. You want to talk about that next thing, or you want to get into what we're playing?
No, what thing? Oh, the only other thing I want to say, cheap plug. by the time you're listening to this, it'll be live. I wrote a review. I think the embargo ends tomorrow. I wrote a review again for one John Bernardo, Pardon the Gamer. Check him out on Twitter, John S. Bernardo, at John S. Bernardo and at Pardon the Gamer. I wrote a review for Songbringer. I'm not sure how this works because there is an embargo, but this won't be posted until after the embargo. But can I even talk to you about it?
Yes, if it's not going live,
Right.
if the embargo is up before Tuesday at 9 Central, you're fine.
I think it is. Well, I scheduled it to post tomorrow at 9 a.m., which
Then
is the same
you're
time
good.
this is posting.
I mean, it'll be like 9:30 by
But anyway, go check it out. I don't want to spoil it because I want you to read the review, but I had a lot of fun. It's very much, I wouldn't say it's a Zelda clone, but it is very much Zelda inspired. It's a procedurally generated action RPG, but the creators don't go out of their way that I've seen to say, hey, this is like Zelda, but they'll post all these like review snippets that talk about Zelda. A Zelda that's procedurally generated? Oh, sign me up. I mean, they're not trying to hide it, but it's very much a Zelda inspired, again, not a clone. Crusader of Senti was a Zelda clone.
Yes.
And I love
As
everything
is
about it.
Oceanhorn also.
This is not a Zelda clone, but it's very much Zelda inspired from the very beginning, as you will see if you check out the review. So give it a read. I'll probably retweet it. Again, probably by the time you're seeing this, I will have already retweeted it. Or check out at John S. Bernardo or at Pardon the Gamer. It should be on there too. But give it a read. I had a lot of fun playing it, and maybe I'll convince you guys to give it a buy, but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Cool. Do you want to do the next thing or you want to go to what we're playing?
Yeah, whatever. Either or. Let's do that.
You
The
wanna
what
do
we're
that?
playing will take longer.
This is not going to be a short podcast. That's fine. I like it. There's a Joker origin movie coming. So, first off, I don't even remember if this had aired. I don't remember what we said last week. The Batman is in the DCEU. It is just going to be a Batman movie, which shout out to Bernardo. He's the one that said, I don't think this is what he means. I think he just means Superman and Batwoman and
Batwoman.
Superman and Wonder Woman and all these people won't be in there. It's going to be a Batman movie, and that's what it is. It's part of the DCEU. There's still no confirmation on Affleck or if it's going to be a trilogy or a standalone or what it's going to be. However, we got news that there's this Joker origin movie happening with not Jared Leto, set in the 80s, that is officially not part of the DCEU. It's going to kick off this new banner by WB of all these side stories that involve DC characters that are not tied to the DCEU, because this isn't already confusing enough. So that's happening. It's an 80s inspired crime drama. Scorsese's producing it. The guy who wrote the guy who directed The Hangover is writing it or directing it. I forget which. Dark humor, Joker. I get it, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Leto's not done playing Joker, though, because like I said, let's just make this as confusing as possible. Leto will play Joker in a Joker and Harley Quinn movie that is coming, that is now pushed back, Gotham City Sirens, which I am perfectly okay with. I still don't think that movie is ever coming out. And he will also be the Joker in Suicide Squad 2. Now, we don't know if that means if they're going to do it right this time and have him be the bad guy.
If he's going to be in Suicide Squad 2, he's not going to be in it like he was in the first one. They're going to do it. He will have a big role.
Yes. And I still say Suicide Squad 1 should have been them going up against Deathstroke as the bad guy. Something that they could actually not just... any of that crap. If you're not watching youtube.com,
You should be.
co-op, you should be. So, Joker should be the bad guy. Suicide Squad 2 is what I'm saying. Harley can flip-flop between the team and him and whatever. That's fine. God, Suicide Squad 2 probably should not happen. So this Joker origin movie shouldn't be happening. This should not be a thing. The Dark Knight was so good because It is, first off, it's my favorite movie of all time. Not my favorite Batman movie. Obviously, it's that. But it is my favorite movie of all time. It is a 12 out of 10. It is as good as it gets. What?
It's just odd word choice.
What did I say?
It is my favorite movie of all time. It's not my favorite Batman
I'm saying
movie.
it's not.
No, I know.
It's not just.
Yeah, I get you.
But obviously, the main reason for that, Christian Bale is amazing as Batman. The writing is perfect. The directing is perfect. But you had the best Joker we'll ever see. And one of the things I always liked about that was the way the whole, you want to hear how I got these scars. He told, I'm exaggerating, 15 different stories about how he became,
3.
It was 3. He became, about how he became the Joker and where he got these scars and why he looks the way he is. It was his dad, it was his mom, it was ever, blah, blah, blah. That's what makes him terrifying. Like,
He's a sociopath.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons I fight me on this if y'all want, I don't think Batman 89 is that great. I like Batman Returns better. I love Nicholson as that kind of Joker. It works in Tim Burton's thing, but he didn't start out as Joker. He was Jack Napier. And he just robbing somebody, I fall in a vat, and I see all this stuff. Kind of, I don't really feel one way or the other about The Killing Joke. Oh, did I ever tell you I did watch that movie and it was just bad?
Yeah.
It was horrible. Like The Killing Joke, he started out as the Red Hood. He was this comedian. His wife died. Spoiler alert. So he goes to work for these gangsters, and a robbery goes bad. He falls in the acid. He comes out like the Joker, and that's this scene where he's got his hands in his green hair like this. And Leto recreated that in the build-up to Suicide Squad and everything. But he's terrifying because you don't know, because Michael Caine said it best, because some people just want to watch the world burn. He doesn't need a reason. He doesn't need any motivation.
That is maybe my favorite quote from that whole movie.
Some people, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of a Joker movie is to say, here's this normal guy.
Right. I don't want to know the origin story.
Exactly. Here's this normal guy. Then this happens. Oh, poor guy. Now he's going to go kill these people. Now he's the Joker. Yay. No, the Joker is a horrible, horrible human being who murders people and gets fun. He has fun doing it. Like, he is psychotic. Now,
even the little bit of a, I guess, Joker origin that we got in Telltale Batman, didn't really care for that.
It was not good.
But not
Doe
even
and all that.
But even, I agree, it wasn't even that greatly done, well done. It just shouldn't be done. Period. We don't need to know. I don't want to know. Yes.
Because the whole point, do you agree with me? The whole point of doing a solo movie is to make you sympathize with him.
Speaking of a solo movie, same thing. We don't need a Han Solo origin movie.
And this is why he's my brother. It's not why he's my brother, but yes. So you don't think I'm off base here?
No. I mean, if they do it right, it'll probably make me want to see it. And
Correct.
at best, I'll be like, well, that was all right. But I just don't. It's not that I don't care. I care greatly. I'm not saying I don't care about a Joker origin
I care
story.
about the Joker
I
a
care
lot.
so much that I don't want it. Like,
Yes.
it just should not. It shouldn't happen. It doesn't need to happen. It's more than it doesn't need to happen. It should not
It shouldn't
happen.
exist. The other thing, we're also hung up on Leto not being the Joker anymore. How many movies did Cesar Romero play the Joker in?
One.
How many movies did Jack Nicholson play the Joker in?
I see where you're going. One.
How many movies did Heath Ledger?
One.
It would have been 2. I still say to this day, even if it
Well,
was just even if he
even
just
if he
takes
was the
over.
Scarecrow role.
Yes, if he's
Yeah.
just the judge there, can you imagine
God, that would
that?
have been so.
Or even if it's him and Bane, if Bane it's so sad. Oh God, it's so sad. So we are now officially going to get more Leto as the Joker than we've gotten any other live actor, not counting Cesar Romero in the TV show. I like Leto as the Joker. I still don't like some of the tattoos are fine. The damage thing and like the grill. It's a little
It's
much
different. Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like the lipstick. If you're gonna do the lipstick, do something else. But we're gonna get more of him as Joker than we've gotten of anybody else. So
Yeah.
that alone, Jared Leto should feel is a testament to what they think of him and his portrayal as the Joker. I don't know where I was going with that, but this movie should not happen. Joker and Harley, I am interested in. Again, I liked all the actors and the characters in Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is a movie I did not like at all. I loved Will Smith, I loved Margot, and I loved Leto as Joker.
That is the closest thing I want to see to an origin story is more of a Harley origin story. And I know we all get it. I mean, they basically showed it in Suicide Squad.
Well, and they cut out like 20 minutes of it too.
Really?
Suicide Squad. Yep.
That I would be interested in.
Leto
But
said
Joker should be the Joker from the beginning.
He had said at one point after that came out that he was pissed because he said there's enough footage to do a Joker and Harley movie.
Speaking of which, did you see 30 Seconds to Mars has a new song?
I listened to it. I don't really like it.
Me neither.
It's just very like they've always been like what?
We got another topic to cover.
Okay. They've always been like space rock or whatever. Every album gets worse, I think.
They're getting just more and more generic or something.
But now my favorite song they've ever done is Kings and Queens. I think that song is so uplifting and so well written and just orchestrated and everything. It's amazing.
Oh, I would run to that song back in the day.
I
I would
still
always
do.
play it at the end of my run where I'm like
Yes.
dead. And I'm like, all right, I need to get through the song. And then that last time that it builds up to the we are, and that just...
I'm like, all right, I got this.
That just... Oh.
I don't like their new song.
No, I don't either.
Walk on Water is what it's called. This one.
Yeah.
It's very like just...
Generic.
There's like no guitars or drum. It's just all just like we're just gonna pull up GarageBand and go beep beep boop boop beep boop boop. I just don't like it. I still love his voice. I wonder if he's losing the ability to sing because he doesn't do it at all in that song.
Happened to Chester.
Yeah. Oh God, no, Leto, just don't.
Well, no, but I mean, have you heard the new? I mean, it's on their album, but like they obviously released it as a single because of Chester. The new Linkin Park single, the One More Light or something.
No.
And the whole, I mean, the chorus, I think it's the chorus is like, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it's something like, who cares if one more star goes out?
Oh,
like all this stuff. Like, I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, like, part of me is almost like, you guys obviously released this as a single. Not
You're
that they're trying
off
to
his death in a way.
It kind of rubs
I'm
me
sure
the wrong way.
they're trying to pay tribute to him or whatever, but yeah.
But it just barely. I mean, I haven't listened to new Linkin Park in years. I mean, I haven't listened to Linkin Park in years, and I think this is just how they sound now. Like it's just very subdued. And I get you can't sing the way he used to sing and do that long term. And yeah, I think that's kind of what's going on with them. But anyway, that brings me to Taylor Swift.
I thought your next topic was going to be Leto's song. It was going to be 30-second song. Okay.
So the new song has grown on me. I fully admit it's not a great song.
It's not a good song.
But I think because it's exactly what I thought, because it's Taylor Swift, it's grown on me, and I've given it a pass. And
even though she ripped off, even though she gave them credit and everything. No, she did. They gave her the blessing to do it, but I'm too look what you made me do now. What you made me do now. Look what you made me do. I'm sexy. It's just like, oh my God.
Well, I mean,
go back and listen to her. Go back and listen to Love Song or Love Story.
You gotta tell me.
Teardrops on my guitar.
I have a Taylor Swift.
I
have a Taylor Swift.
So well done.
I have her as like.
And why is she going after Kanye of all people? This was like, how many years ago did that whole thing happen? Kanye's an a-hole. I hate Kanye. But you are dragging, like, it's one thing. Dear John, I wonder who that song was about. Mayor. And like, but now you're going to go after Kanye, I guess is what this song's. I'm so sick of.
Well, it's about Kanye, but it's not because of the VMA thing. It's about.
She has got to get something other than, I'm going to make a whole album. I'm going to sell albums off of previous... And obviously, she didn't date Kanye. God, I hope not. Poor R.I.P. Kim if that happens. But, like, everything is just like, I'm going to date this guy. Now I'm mad. I'm going to make a song. And I'm just
I'm mad.
But that's what I'm...
No, I know. But that's what she's done her whole career.
And it's so...
But it's weird because now, all of a sudden, it's
she's like an almost 30-year-old woman, right?
Now I'm going to say, well, look what you made me do. You've pushed me over the edge, and now I'm all dark and disturbed. It's like, you're singing about the same stuff you've always sung about, but now you're just... But whatever.
It's fake, is what I will say. She comes off as incredibly fake in this.
I think she goes out looking. It's like she's living her life just looking for material to sing about.
Thank you! Not only that, and this is me really nitpicking because I love her as an artist, and I think she is better than what she's better than this song, and I think she's better than 1989, although there were some really good songs on that. I still miss the old Taylor. When I see just the font for Reputation, and I see her, all I picture is, I might offend some people, sorry, Affliction shirt is what I see with that font, and like, I'm hard, I'm tough, don't mess with me because my font is Comic Sans. It's not Comic Sans, but you know what I mean. Like, just the font alone. I hate the song. It came on the radio the other day, and I was like, I got about halfway through it, and I was like, I can't. Once I got to the chorus, like for the second time, I was like, I can't. I cannot do this.
It's grown on me, but like I said, like you, I miss the old Taylor, and then it's like when I first heard the song, I'm like, I've been stabbed. We're not going to get the old Taylor. And then she literally goes on to sing, the old Taylor is dead. I'm like, well, dang it.
I will say, I'm so proud of you, Internet, because Internet, you suck for a lot of things. Internet roasted her. The Ringer, Bill Simmons' website, put up a whole thing about everybody on his staff is like, this is horrible. This is petty. It's not, and I don't mean Tom. It's not good music. It makes her seem like it's just not good at all. It's cringeworthy. It's just like not like you are trying to be somebody that you're not. And it'd be interesting to see what the rest of the album is like. But I can safely say if she comes back to Memphis, I'm not going to support this tour.
She's going to Nashville.
Oh yeah, well she'll play just the football stadiums.
Well, she could play I don't know. She might play at Bridgestone, but I don't know if she's gonna. I don't think she's coming to Memphis.
She shouldn't set foot in Nashville. She has no right to set foot in Nashville anymore.
Well, Anyway,
why you gotta be so mean, Kevin? Because I think I expect more from her. And I should have never, like you said, I should have never bought into the rumors about her going back to her roots.
Right.
But then the fact that she's like, hello, Taylor can't come to the phone because she's dead was like, you are such a friggin', like, not even nerd. Like, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but you're such a tool, I guess is what it is. You're acting like a tool. The song would have been a lot less bad if that would have just been, if somebody would have been like, okay, we get the whole song, we get it, the old Taylor's gone. Let's just take this little answering machine out. Let's save that 10 seconds.
Or like put it in like the video, but don't have it actually be part of the track or something.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Sorry.
I will say, have you seen the video?
No.
At least the video, it still seems like it's a cool ending to it. I mean, she kind of plays up that whole thing, but like she's still, you see the video and you're like, okay, at least she's still Taylor. She didn't come out with like, yeah, exactly. That's what I was kind of
emo
afraid
haircut.
of. She's still
That's
very
what I
much
said on Twitter, and I know, like, Logan, I love you. I think I made Logan mad, but that's what I just listening to this song and like what I said about the Affliction stuff earlier. It's like I just picture like I pictured Toby in Spider-Man 3 going doing the Alex Wright dance from WCW. You know what I mean? Yes. With the emo hair. And like, it's like somebody put the symbiotics, the symbiotes, whatever, the black suit on my Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
The symbiote. Is that it?
I don't know.
Venom
I know what you're talking
on
about.
Taylor. You know what I mean. So what have you been playing this week, Sean? We'll start.
Outside of Songbringer.
Yeah.
I actually haven't played Final Fantasy in a while. I think all I played besides that was Sonic.
Good, because I got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk
game.
about Sonic.
This
so
game.
I didn't realize I ended up beating it before you. I figured once I beat it, I figured you had already beat it.
No, I didn't play it for a few days because actually because of Uncharted. We'll get to that here in a minute.
So I beat Sonic. It's a lot of fun. It's exactly what I thought in that I beat it and now I'm not. I will probably play through it again sometime as Tails or Knuckles or something. But I'm not
intrigued.
I'm not in a rush to go back and play it again.
I was intrigued playing it at your house before the fight, playing as Knuckles in Green Hill 1. I was like, this is a new game, it seems like. So,
Yeah.
But we'll get to why I might not ever play this game again here in a little bit, but you continue, please. So Sean beat it. I want to know what you thought.
The last level was not good.
It's bad. And I don't mean that because it's hard. I just mean it is everything
I just didn't
said.
understand what was happening. There's like the little purple warp things. I'm like, am I making I mean, that's kind of my whole thing about Sonic in general. There'll be times where I'll like bounce off a spring and go flying back to the left for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I going backwards? Am I making progress? And that was like the epitome of what was going on in that last zone where I'm like, I'm going through these purple warps. It doesn't even show like you disappear and then it
I haven't even done
and
this.
you reappear.
I can't get
there's
through
all these
Act
like
1.
weird warp things. I thought
can't
they were
get
in
through
Act
it.
1 too,
I
but
can't
maybe
get
not.
through Act 1 because those other friggin' purple
But there's all these
things.
like warp things, and it's like some of them you'll be in like this confined area, and then you may go down here and there's like a warp, and when you warp, all of a sudden you're like back here. You're like, what the? And you go back through and you warp, and you're back here. So
you're
eventually
like,
you're
"Look
like,
what you made me
okay,
do."
so I'm not supposed to go there. I guess I have to go a different way. But like, it was just really confusing, and you warp. You have no sense unless you go back to where you just were. You have no sense of. Well, was that good or bad that I just warped? It's just really weird. I didn't really care for it. I mean, I made it through it, and the final boss was fine. I mean, it was a great game. Don't get me wrong, but it's more or less what I thought it would be, and I'm not in a huge rush to go back and play it again. But I will play it again as like Knuckles or Tails or something, just to have a little bit of a different experience.
I hate the final zone. So
it's the worst of all of them.
When we left last week, and I kind of talked to you about it, but like I think Metallic Madness is my favorite of the new zones. Before that, it was probably Studio, however you say.
Studiopolis.
But this level, like everything I raved about Sonic last week for how the level design is great, props to the designers. I don't know how they make all these paths converge. All that goes out the window with Titanic Monarch Zone. Everything goes out the window, especially if you die and you start at a checkpoint, and if you do not have your bearings,
You don't know which way to go.
I'm like, I don't know where to go. Like these damn, what are the balls called? The glass balls with the purple lights where if you touch your fingers on it, it goes zzz, like in the Sci-Tech Center and all that crap.
Like a Van de Graaff generator?
That thing.
I don't know if that's right.
Whatever those things are in Sonic Mania, in the Titanic Monarch Zone, these things where you spin, I'm sick of hearing wom, wom, bing, wom, wom, bing, and I can't jump the right way. Tell me how
You just got to get the timing right.
man.
You just got to get the timing right, man.
Dude, I cannot get through Act 1. I cannot get through it. Like, I was sitting there last night. Jess was like, please put your headphones on, because I was like, whoa, whoa, boing, whoa, whoa, boing. She's like, I swear to God, if you don't put your headphones on, like, I got to the part where it's got to be 3/4 to 80% of the way through the level to where you go over the thing, you go down into a hole, and then you have to hit the jump button to go back up. You go up, over, hit a spring, you jump up, and you've got to go up with these purple ball with the vanagrams or whatever they are. Is that what they're called?
Fantagram.
Yes. Don't you want a fantagram? And then you get to the part where there's a fantagram thing with the
Hey, that's officially what they're called now, fantagrams.
With the springs that face down and the springs that face up, and
you gotta get
go
around
it,
so you can bounce up,
and then you bounce up and you get it, and then you go to the
And
next
you
one,
get
and then you
another
go
one, and you
and
have to do it
you fall
again.
all the way down, and I'm like, and then you hit 10 minutes.
Okay, when you jump incorrectly, are you just jumping in the wrong direction? Are you mistiming it to where you don't jump high enough?
I don't jump high at all.
I think
can
you're
get it because
you're
it's
probably
like-
hitting it too late.
It's
I
like-
think you're hitting it when you're at the top, so you just goes. Nyeh. You need to hit it as you're like coming up, so you go.
Okay.
Woo! You almost like slingshot. You jump.
Maybe I'll give it another chance.
I think you're
I tried
probably hitting it too late.
I tried to hit it right before he would jump.
No,
not
you got to
at
hit it
the
when you're
top.
at like almost
Okay.
the middle of it, like that 90-degree point.
Like, I finally got the hang of how you have to, whichever way you want him to spin, you kind of hold the opposite. Like, if I want him to spin to the right like upper right, I hold down and left for some reason. That makes him go boom, 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 boom.
See, to me, I don't think you hold a direction. I think you use a direction to change his rotation, but once you've got it, like, there we go, that's the direction I want. You don't have to hit anything, and he's
well. Then maybe that's my problem.
That might be screwing
my
you
thumb was so sore from holding down the D-pad, and I wanted to break my freaking controller again. Oh, by the way, I have my lag. It's not Sonic. It was in Uncharted 2. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because I threw it, but I feel like it was doing. But then I was like, no, it was doing that before I did that. I reset it and reconnected. So I just held. There's a little reset button on the back by the left trigger. Hold that in for 2 or 3 seconds. Plug it up via USB. Reconnect it. I didn't have any issues after that. And I only played though Uncharted for like an hour. No, for like 15. I was really close to the end when I told you. It's like I got another half hour, 45 minutes, so I had like 10 minutes left. Not counting credits. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe now that I know that,
I think you need to get the timing and don't worry about holding. Like the direction basically just changes which way you're spinning. And once you've got it the way you want, you don't have to hold the direction anymore.
Because here's what's happening.
You don't have to like build up speed or anything.
I was holding it
that.
the way I wanted him to go, and then he'd go boom, 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 and then he'd go back the other way, and then he'd come back, and I was like, I had to time
don't do
this.
that.
I wanted to just blow my. So I hate the last level.
Even besides that, it's not a fun zone. Even when you figure that out, it's not fun. It's less frustrating than what you've experienced.
It's not well made. It is not a well made zone. It's not good level design. And again, I'm not saying that because it's hard. I'm not a baby. I'm not a Team Young baby, Logan. Logan wanted me to ask you something. Let me get to that in a minute. But it's just not. It's not a well made level. It's just not. And I'm afraid to see what the bosses are. But it was funny.
I don't remember what the Act 1 boss is, but the Act 2 boss is not. Well, it's like fairly easy.
Tim Geddes was saying that because they were talking to Andy last week, he's like, I just don't get it. Like, I feel like I should go. A lot of the things you say, like, I feel like I should be going fast, but then it's like I get hit, and it's like this. And Tim's like, he said what I was saying too. He's like, but that's not Sonic. Like, yes, there are parts where you go fast, but you have to know how. You learn the layout of the levels. There are platforming elements, but it's not just go fast, fast, fast. That's what they make you think, but that's not how you play the game. But he said, and Andy was saying, there shouldn't be a time limit in a Sonic.
I only hit that time limit once.
I've hit it 3 times.
I hit it on the one.
All in this last zone.
Oh, I hit it on the one when you fight like Metal Sonic or whatever. And you have to like, there's like the other fake Sonics that you have to like hit.
Yes.
And like bounce them into it. I didn't realize you could just, I was trying to like when they would and then like jump across the screen. I was trying to jump and meet him in air.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I've ever timed out. But yeah.
I did it 3 times in that final level, other than not being able to do the Vanagram. It was called Fantagram.
Fantagram.
So I have not beaten it yet. Sean beat it before me. But what I keep telling myself, and I tweeted it, I think a variation of it. Oh, and then I glitched the friggin' game.
Yeah. That never happened to me.
Frustrating level. I was like, "Are you kidding?" I was like, "I got to figure out." I never upload videos from PlayStation, but I was like, "I've got to do this because this is just so frustrating." Like it was like, all of a sudden I'm stuck and I'm pushing and I'm like, jump, 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 and then Jesse's sitting over there and I'm like, oh, I just got stuck in Sonic and I broke the game and now I have to restart. And it's just so frustrating.
Question, just totally random, but what game is that? I don't remember what it's called, but the Lava World from. Is that 2 or 3?
3.
That was 3?
Or Knuckles, I think. I think it's in Knuckles.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I know Sonic 3 way better. And we had Sonic and Knuckles. But I feel like once we got it, it was more fun to plug, not Sonic 1, because you apparently broke it, you think.
I think.
But to plug Sonic 2 into it, really. Because the more I think about it, especially as I played this game, and I went back and played them a little bit, I'm starting to think, other than Sonic Mania, I think Sonic 2, I think I do like it.
This game plays more like Sonic 3.
Yeah.
I think Sonic 2 is a little bit...
It's Sonic 1 with a spin dash.
Basically, yeah. There's not so many, like...
Yeah.
It's just like, it's more of a... Closer to a standard platformer, but with fast-moving
It's a good
aspects.
mix.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, at least, I don't know about you, I don't think I played Sonic and Knuckles a whole lot.
I played it quite a bit.
Like, I played Sonic 3 more. And I would play Sonic and Knuckles 3 or Sonic 3, whatever you would call it. Before I move on to Uncharted, quick podcast this week. How in the bloody hell, Logan, this is for you.
So
how in the blue hell did you beat Oil Ocean in 2 effing tries?
So not 2 try. I mean, I got there and I died 3 times and had to start over.
No, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. So the first
One
time, I didn't
continue,
really know
whatever you
what
wanna
was
call
going
it.
on. I was almost just kind of feeling him out, and then I got back there the second time, and I beat him. I think I kind of lucked out because, all right, so the little gun comes out. I hang out on the middle platform, and I just duck. Because you can duck under all of them except the beams that it shoots right at it that creates the fire. So I just duck. Unless he goes low, then I get ready to jump. That's easy to dodge. That comes down. The 2 tentacles come up. The time that I beat it, I think I got lucky in that I jumped, and I was able to just go poof, 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 poof. 4 hits on the tentacle.
Oh,
I took it out in the first turn. I got 4 bounces on him, took it out. And then I just kind of waited. And then you basically just kind of lather, rinse, repeat. Gun comes up, I would just duck unless he goes low, then I'd get ready to jump. I think somewhere on maybe like the second or third one, now you need to start worrying about, instead of the gun coming out, the little claw comes out.
Well, that comes out
But
every
it makes
time
like a
you
sound.
hit. Every time you hit the actual octopus, that's what makes the claw
I
thing
didn't
go.
even know. I thought it was more
Trust
random.
me, I played it.
But like
a
I would
million
listen.
times.
There's like a sound effect that comes.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
like,
like
okay,
boing.
and I'd get ready to. I think I would just jump into
if
the
you
oil.
just jump,
I would just
when you
get
hear
out
that
of the
sound,
way.
you're fine. Yeah.
But that's it. And then so the second time he came up, I went at the other tentacle. I don't even know if you needed to take them out, but I'm like,
You don't.
I might as well. I think it took 2 rounds to get rid of the tentacle. I probably got rid of both tentacles before I even got hit.
Yeah.
And then it was just, once they're gone, there's not a whole lot left that can hurt you.
There's
the octopus
nothing
comes up. I
other
don't even
than
know
the
if he
gun.
does anything once
He
the tentacles
doesn't.
are gone.
He doesn't. But if you don't,
And then, so I would basically just
But if
try to
you, like,
jump
walk
on him,
into
and even
him,
if you
he'll
jump,
hurt you.
even if you end up in the oil, just keep jumping so you don't
Yes.
drown.
But
And
if
I would
you
just try to
jump-
bounce into him as many times. I feel like if you loaded it up right now and you were at him, I could probably beat it in the first turn. Now that I've got the pattern down, I didn't think it was that difficult.
see, this is why it was so difficult to me, and I think Logan, let me know. First, the platforms fall, and what I had happen.
Only one of them, right?
No, 2, because if you watch, you didn't fight him as many times as I did. So
I
you don't
thought the
learn all
2
patterns.
outside ones were always there, but the middle one.
No,
Maybe on
there's.
yeah.
You probably never noticed it. His little arms wrap around the 2
Yeah.
that he pulls
Oh, that's
down.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I would time my jumps apparently perfectly wrong, to where I would try to hit him, bounce, end up down as the platform's coming down, and get crushed. Happened 3 or 4 times.
Oh, that literally never happened to me.
The other thing that kept getting so frustrating is like you said, the gun's easy to dodge. What I would do is I would hang out on the middle, and then if he came on the left, I jump all the way to the right. If he came up on the right, I jump all the way to the left. So I've got plenty of time to react, duck, jump over. Right, you duck over everything unless it's the fire. You jump over it and you're done. Then what I would try to do is I would try to time my jumps to try to get over the tentacle. As it's coming up, I would try to jump
So were you
over.
trying to kill him without killing the tentacles?
I was trying everything I possibly could. Then what would happen is, but I would jump, and I would... you can get hit by the octopus head, depending on how you jump or something. Like, you can get hit. Because you know what? The thing that got me so frustrated, Logan, let me know if this is what was happening to you. I get hit by that damn thing, and if you lose those rings, they're freaking
hard to get back. Yeah.
gone. When I finally beat this guy after literally having to play that through that whole zone 10, 11, 12 times, I finally noticed, and I'd done this a couple times and failed, but when he first comes up, if you jump to the middle thing, when that platform falls down, you can jump up. You can hit him a few times before the arms ever come up or the gun or anything. When I finally beat him, I got to the middle thing. I jumped as it was going down. I landed on him. Boom, 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 boom. I hit him 4 times before the fight
Like when he
really
just first
started.
appeared? Oh.
I got him 4 times, and I jumped off that. I didn't get hit. Or no, I did get hit. I was able to grab 1 ring.
That's what I did. I think it was Oil Ocean, but the Act 1 boss, the guy who like floats around with a big wrench. As soon as he appears, I just went, boom, 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 boom. I hit him like 4 or 5 times.
You just had to wait as long as you waited until he moved, then you can go 3, go over here, 3, dead.
Right.
Like,
That's how I killed it. Yeah.
But what happened to me, there was a couple times where I was like, okay, what I need to do is I'm going to jump before I started trying to attack him, I was like, I'm going to take out the tentacles. Like, did you take out the tentacles? Yeah, I tried to take out the tentacles. I tried to do everything. I jumped, and there was one time where I jumped, I timed it perfect where I hit left tentacle, right tentacle. I went boom, 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 boom. And I killed one of the tentacles. I was like, yeah! Jump, dodge the gun. Okay, jump over here. Kill him. Oh my God, I got hit. My rings are gone. Here comes the claw snake. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it was so... And then, like, zones 10 and 11 were so easy. Like, Lava Reef was long.
Was that 10?
That was 10. Super long. Easy bosses. 11, I loved. Metallic Madness. Like I said earlier, my favorite new zone by far.
That was the
Loved
one.
it.
I think it was Metallic Madness.
Don't
the only
spoil
thing
it.
I hated about that was the stupid enemy. There was like a little, I don't know what it was, but it had like a buzzsaw on the front of his face. And I'd be like rolling all over the place. And then it bing, and then I'd hit him because I'd roll right into him with a stupid saw out. I'm like, why would you put him there? Like, there's no way to avoid him. Oh,
Right.
that's just driving me nuts. But
I know.
yeah.
But I love Logan and anybody else. If you haven't gotten to that zone yet, Zone 10 of Sonic Mania, or Zone 11, sorry, Metallic Madness. There are some really cool gameplay elements in there that I absolutely loved.
yeah.
There's two things that happen in that level that I don't think I've ever seen in any Sonic game. Any core Sonic game I've definitely
Unless it
never
was
seen.
Sega Sonic CD.
No, it wasn't in Sonic CD.
Then, yeah, I think it's new.
So I love it. But I started to say this a few times. I never actually got to it. What I can't let is for this last zone to sully.
No.
Nate, no! All the good times I've had with this game up until then, especially now that I know how to handle the Vantagrams. The Fanta don't you wanna grams. Now that I hopefully know how to beat that, I'm going to give it another try. Not tonight, because this is going to be a late night. But this game, up until this point, has been the perfect Sonic game. I don't think this is the best level to end it on. I'm never going to go back and get all the Chaos Emeralds. I was reading online what some people are doing is, because once you beat the 12th zone, you can do level select, do anything. You can just replay Green Hill over
And just
and
keep
over
getting
again.
the easy bonus.
Just get to that.
See, I don't like the bonuses enough.
I
It would be
don't- I
fun
don't
to play.
either.
What we need is a Game Genie.
I was gonna say, this is what I need a Game Genie is. Just give me all the Chaos Emeralds. Let me beat.
I do
Super
not
Sonic
like
and
those
beat the
bonus
last level.
levels enough to play through them to try to get the Chaos Emeralds.
I feel like if you practice them, I feel like 3 or 4 times through each, you'd be like, I know everything that's coming. I know where the spikes are and all this other stuff. I know how to avoid it and how to get this. I think eventually through repetition you'd get there, but yeah, I still like the special stages better. The Sonic 3 special stages.
Oh, yeah.
Much better.
Yeah. I agree.
Logan, let us know when you beat Oil Ocean. So you haven't played anything else, Sean?
Nope.
I played something else this week. What's that, Sean?
That would be Uncharted.
Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy started out, there was supposed to be single-player DLC, probably along the lines of Left Behind for The Last of Us, which was about 2 or 3 hours, I think. Probably about 2 hours. You could spend longer if you're walking through the mall and all that other stuff, but it feels like about 2
it
hours.
took me 3.
Maybe 2 to 3.
Plus,
Call it
maybe,
2 to 3
but,
hours. So it started that. It got bigger than DLC, so Naughty Dog said, you know what? This is big enough, and there's a story we want to tell for this to be its own release. Yeah. Yeah, that broke before it. What's going to happen? They're going to fight at No Mercy. They're going to fight at Survivor Series or something, and then they'll fight at WrestleMania will be the rubber match for the title.
Yeah.
So Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, if you don't know, stars Chloe Frazer, one of my favorite characters. If you're a fan of Uncharted, especially Uncharted 2 and 3, Chloe Frazer is going to be one of your favorites. She's awesome. She's always been awesome. She's a badass. She's a badass in this game. So it stars Chloe Frazer and Nadine Ross, or Nadine, they kept calling her, which is just drives me nuts, from Uncharted 4. The two of them are going on a buddy cop adventure to get the Tusk of Ganesh in India. The Ghats of India, I think is what it's called. I said last week I was very nervous about this game. because of the reviews, because of what people, not even the reviews, but what people were saying about it, I'm a huge Uncharted fan. 2, 3, and 4 are somewhere in my top 20 games of all time, I would say. Definitely in my top 25. 4 is in my top 10 somewhere. It's been knocked down a couple pegs this year. But it's in my top 10 for sure. 2 and 3 are somewhere in the top 25. Uncharted 4, still don't want to spoil it for this guy. Even though I don't even know why I care at this point, because you're never going to play it.
I just don't know when it's going to happen. It's one of those things that once... It's like you with Game of Thrones. I just don't know.
There is a better chance of me watching all Game of Thrones than you playing Uncharted 3 and 4.
I will play through 3 and 4 if you will watch all of Game of Thrones.
Okay. That's ours, so you think you can dance challenge.
Okay. I'm not putting a time limit on this.
Right, because it's going to take me forever too. Yeah. But so I love Chloe Fraser. Nadine was fine in Uncharted 4. But I'm like, it's more Uncharted. Sign me up. I'm very excited for this game. Nervous about it in the last week or so, but it came last Tuesday, fired it up. I got a whole bunch of notes. This game, of course, is beautiful. I have a regular PS4. I'm not fancy enough for PS4 Pro. This game is beautiful. Uncharted 4 was beautiful. I think Horizon Zero Dawn is prettier overall. But what Uncharted nails that Horizon Zero Dawn definitely does not is the facial animations. Because, like, you know, Aloy's like, and then it's like, and it's
my biggest thing with the facial animations of Horizon Zero Dawn was when Aloy would just be like, well, so what do you think we should do now?
Like, no, you can, Ashley, stop moving. Stop moving, Ashley. It's beautiful. For some reason, though, and Chloe is beautiful also. And I mean, from gameplay model and everything. Beautiful character design. Asav is the bad guy in this. He's a very generic bad guy. I'll get to that. No, oh, by the way, I will not spoil anything in this game for anybody. I will talk in broad,
wicked broad,
wicked broad strokes as I paint these with these brushes. But Asav looks great. There's something about Nadine that is very off. Like, her character model looked a lot better in Uncharted 4. I don't know what it is. It just seems like she's not PS3 level, but it's like they put all their development into getting Chloe right and making Chloe the PS4 version of Chloe that we know from Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. Like, it the way her hair moves. I know I love Aloy's hair. Aloy's hair is still the best, but Chloe's hair is nice. There's just something about Nadine that looks off. I don't know what it is. This, I will say, before I go any further, you should play this game. Because it's Uncharted, but it took me just under 6 hours to beat this game. That being said,
nothing about 4 would be ruined by playing this.
I'm going to get that in a minute.
Okay.
There's one line that kind of hints at what happened in Uncharted 4, but if you're not really paying attention, you might miss it, or you might just think,
yeah, if I don't know what happened in 4,
right,
the line would probably mean nothing to me. Yeah,
right.
It'd probably just go over my head.
So let's talk about Uncharted. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything. Everybody should play this game. If you want to get into spoilers, I haven't had a chance to listen to it or watch it yet. I will tomorrow. Kind of funny. Today for the KFGD, they did. It was funny. I tweeted Greg and Andy and Tim were like, "Hey, it's been out for a week now. Can we get some spoilers?" And Greg was like, "Actually, we just talked about that on Games Daily today." I'm like, "Oh, well, sorry, couldn't watch." I mean, he wasn't being a D. He was just like,
right.
Yes, actually, we did it today. It'll be on YouTube and podcast services soon. So I'm not going to get into any spoilers. If you want a spoiler cast, we'll never do it. But go check out Kind of Funny. All my notes here. I came into this game caring way more about Chloe than I did Nadine, and I left caring even more about Chloe and even less about Nadine.
Yeah.
Nadine in this game to me is really just like a hired gun. You know, Chloe, if you've got history, you've got a little bit of history with her from Uncharted 2, but Uncharted 3 also. She's not in Uncharted 4 at all, which was a big surprise to me. But you get backstory into her and her upbringing and why she is the treasure hunter that she is and all this other stuff. And it's really cool and it's really well done. Nadine is she's just there to help out and be the muscle and the guns and stuff. Like, it's not great. We're in 2017, right? So we've had Star Wars is now anchored by a female. Star Wars Rogue One was anchored by a female. Horizon Zero Dawn, the next friggin' tremendously huge franchise for Sony, anchored by a female.
Wonder Woman,
Captain Marvel's coming, all this other stuff. Very progressive time, all that other stuff. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is anchored by 2 females. But, so Naughty Dog still, and I wrote down here, the camera angles are hilarious. How should I say this? So Chloe obviously is a fictional character, but she is very realistic looking in this game. She doesn't get naked or anything weird. But the camera angles that they do, like if she is crawling through a tunnel or something, it's like zoom in right there. Or there's so many times where it's just like we're going to zoom in.
Is it very Hideo?
Yes, we're going to zoom in up top or we're going to zoom in down low. And I'm like, this is just, I don't care. But it's kind of weird, just like you're making such a big deal about female leads and all this other stuff. And then it's like, but we're going to focus on her butt and her boobs. Like, yeah, it's just weird to me. So I definitely took notice of that. What I will say about this game, for the good and the bad, it is more Uncharted. Uncharted 4, I kind of started to say this earlier, and then I went into the spoiler stuff. The not saying I'm not going to spoil it. Uncharted 4, as much as I love the story, I think it's my favorite story they've told in any Uncharted game, and it ends so perfectly and all this other stuff. It kind of overstayed its welcome. And I said this like over a year ago when the game came out, but it's like, okay, I'm kind of sick of the car. I'm kind of sick of sliding down mountains. I'm kind of sick of the grappling hook and all this, like all these new gameplay elements. I'm kind of sick of all that. And it kind of overstayed its welcome. It was probably 2 or 3 hours longer than it needed to be. Like, you didn't have to have all the climbing elements and all this other stuff. Like, you could have done without it. So it's more Uncharted for the good and for the bad. What I will say again, this is only a 6-hour game, but even in the 6 hours,
I think it's going to be a 6-hour podcast.
There's a couple points where it overstayed its welcome, where it's like, even though this is only 6 hours, there are times where I'm like, okay. There's one part towards the end where you have to slide, jump, grapple, slide, jump, grapple. And I'm like, I just can't get the timing right. I don't know where I'm supposed to be sliding to next because the camera is just completely free. So you've got to angle it where you want to go so you can see where you're going. It kind of overstays its welcome, but it is what it is. Combat's never been the best part of Uncharted. It almost feels more clunky here for some reason. I don't know if it's because this is like the B team from Naughty Dog, because the A team, Bruce and Neil, Neil has stepped away, but Bruce has moved over to Last of Us 2, and all the main parts have moved over to that. So this is kind of like the B team, which is still better than a lot of A teams out there. The combat just kind of feels off. I don't know what it was, and I can't really put it into words. The melee combat's never been great in Uncharted, and it was the same thing here. One of the things I liked about Nadine, for as little stories we got on her, one of the things I like about her is she's there for almost the entire game. But when she's there, like they trip you up a couple times where it's like, well, okay, we're going to go do this thing with the car. Chloe, since you're playing as Chloe, you go up here and you do this, and you go back to the car, and then you move it to like use the winch or whatever. And there's one time where you go up there and be like, okay, I'm going to use the winch, do all this. And Nadine's like, oh, no, I got it. Well, that's weird to have a NPC like co-op player actually do stuff to help the game progress. It was pretty cool. There's another time where there's like a puzzle solving thing where you got to find 5 things around this one area, and she's like, oh, I got one. I'm like, well, that's cool. I don't have to find all 5. That was a very good surprise. I really like that.
Yeah.
But kind of going back to the combat and stuff, I love Uncharted for the story and for the exploring and the adventure part, not so much the action part. Naughty Dog is great at storytelling. They've never been great at gameplay. And that's how it was in here too. It's like, I love just the where they're just walking around and they're bantering back and forth. Or they're like, oh, look at this over here. I'm going to climb up here. And they're like just shooting back and forth, It's very well done. There definitely are set pieces in this. I was wondering about that because I was like, I don't know if with only 6, 7, 8, 10 hours, whatever it's going to be, if we're going to have the big set piece moments. They're definitely in here. I will not spoil any of it, but they are in here. You'll get about 2/3 of the way through the game and something will happen where you go, holy crap, I didn't expect that. And if you're a fan of Uncharted, it'll be cool. That's all I'll say. It has, and you might have seen me say this on Twitter, Logan did, it has its giraffe moment from The Last of Us. It's not, I'm not going to say it's the same thing because it's not just like, oh, and you look out and there's just these beautiful giraffes, this beautiful scene, and all this chaos and all this horrible things happening around with the creepers and everything. Creepers, whatever they're called. Creepers. What are they called? The clickers.
Clickers.
And then you look out and you just get this serene moment where there's these beautiful giraffes that are just now free and the zoos have been destroyed and they're just out there and they're just walking and it's just like you catch your breath. You do have that kind of moment here. It's awesome. If I had never had the giraffe moment with The Last of Us, this would have been a lot more impactful, but it is a giraffe moment. And you'll know it when you see it if you play this game. Like I said earlier, there's one line where it references Uncharted 4. But if you're not really paying attention or if it just kind of floats by, you won't think anything of it. I don't know why I know I just told you to play this because it's most people, if you really care about Uncharted, you've probably already played this. But if you haven't, just know there's one line in there that kind of spoils a little bit of Uncharted 4 because this does take place, I think, after Uncharted 4. The plot is very blah. There's a bad guy. Asav is the most generic bad guy ever. Like, Chloe and Nadine are trying to get the Tusk of Ganesh. He's trying to get the Tusk of Ganesh, but he's trying to do it for other reasons, and it's just very generic. The story wasn't great, but the ending was awesome. There is a final boss fight that I actually really liked, and they kind of took elements from two of the really big set pieces in Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 4 and kind of combined them into one to make the final chapter, the final act of the game leading up to the boss fight and everything. And it is so well done, and it is so fun. And it ends on such a high note. Not the story, but the action and everything. That was a lot of fun. Final verdict. I can't say that because that'll spoil it. Okay. Final verdict. I think this game, it's so weird because this is one of those things, like I said, it started out as DLC and then it became a standalone game. It's more than DLC, but I don't know that it's worthy of its own. And that's why it was $40 and not $60. It's not a full Uncharted experience. It's not. But what it is, it's very good at. After reading what everybody was saying about the reviews last week, I was very worried about this game. It's better than I thought it was going to be after reading that. It's not better than Uncharted 2, 3, or 4. That's pretty clear. I don't know where it ranks.
But is it not better because it's shorter? It's just in general?
In general, it's shorter. I'm not invested in the story. The actual story of what they're doing in the game is very, like I said, very generic, very blah. My favorite part of the story was just the interaction between Chloe and Nadine and finding out more about Chloe and who she is and where she comes from. That was great. But at a 6 hour, again, I beat it in 6 hours. If you're trying to get every treasure and stuff, it'll take you 7 or 8 hours, I'm sure. But I'm not, and it has a platinum, crushing difficulty. Nope. Not even going to try. I've already deleted it off my hard drive. But I beat the game, 6 hours. Solid game experience. I don't regret buying it. It is Uncharted Light, I guess is kind of what I would call it. And that's why I think you would enjoy it, because I know you were kind of like, man, Uncharted 2 is long. This is a lot of climbing and everything. I think you would enjoy it. My final thoughts, my final review, if I had to put a score on it, it's somewhere between an 8 and an 8.5.
Okay.
Probably about an 8.5 out of 10. Don't regret it. I actually kind of like that it wasn't 12 to 15 hours. Like Uncharted 4 was 15 or 16 hours, I think it took me to beat it. And if I could just replay it and just if I ever replay that game again, I probably will do it on super, super, super easy mode, just to like skip the combat, get to the story beats, do all the stuff I love. But I'm glad I played it. I don't know at the end of the year. I don't know where it's going to rank. It's definitely behind the heavy hitters this year. Obviously, it's behind Zelda, and Resident Evil also, I would say for sure. So it's going to be up there somewhere when we do our Games of the Year discussion. It'll be somewhere up there. I kind of need more time to process it, but it's like my biggest fear, like I said last week, is that I'm going to get through this game and go, I don't know why this exists. I don't have that feeling. I know why it exists. It's not like it's integral to the story of Uncharted, but it shows that if they do want to continue Uncharted, even if it's not Naughty Dog, if they sell it off to Sony Bend or Sucker Punch or something, and they want to continue the Uncharted franchise without Nathan Drake, they can do it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I played it.
So real quick, knowing that I still have this 3 and 4 to play, what order? I know in theory, I should play 3, 4 than this because that's the way it's meant to be. Am I going to be in a weird situation if I play this first and then have to go back to 3?
Yeah.
But if I had played 3, if I had already played 2 and 3 and was just kind of leery about 4, it almost seems like maybe it would be better to play this before 4.
This plays
because it's 4 light.
It plays exactly the same as 4.
But if I had to do this and then go back to 3, is that just going to screw
it'll
me
be
up?
weird.
Yeah.
I still say if you set aside an hour and a half to watch the cutscenes in 3, you don't need to play 3. I definitely think 2 is... I almost want you to play 3 just because I want to know what side of 2 versus 3 you land on.
See, I feel like I would almost need to play 2 again at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long since I played 2 that no matter what I would have thought, when I get to the end of 3, I'll probably say, yeah, this is better. Because it will be more fresh and whatever. But
the thing I really want you to play 4 because I want you to experience that story and the beautiful storytelling that they do, and everything about that world is just so well done. And you can do that by just watching. Go to YouTube and just search Uncharted 3 all cutscenes and just set aside 2 hours, watch it like it's a movie, and be like, okay, and then move on to 4. Like, you don't need to play 3.
Yeah.
Some purists of Uncharted are going to hate me for saying that, but yeah, to answer your question, it would be hard to play this and then go back to 3. Again, while I said no Uncharted game has ever been the best at gameplay, they've gotten better as they go on, and to go from this back to 3 would be tough.
Yeah.
You can borrow it if you want. I'm definitely done with it.
Yeah. All right. Maybe that'll be my next. Oh, God. I just have no time.
You do need to take on an unrelated note, you need to take my Vita and you need to play Severed. Once you start traveling,
whenever I
travel,
travel,
more
I'm
than
going to do
anything.
that.
I cannot wait for you to play that game. All right. You want to get in the news of the week?
Sure.
SNES Classic went up for pre-order. And as I've written here, it was a SNES Classic pre-order kerfuffle. By the way, I thought it was kerfluffle.
Nope.
And I typed that, and Google Docs said, nope, it's kerfuffle.
It's a kerfuffle.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm just alone there.
You just really like that marshmallow fluff.
Yeah. So the SNES Classic, if you haven't been paying attention, the whole Walmart thing happened where everybody pre-ordered it, including me, and then it got canceled. And they're like, sorry, tough. We're not going to do anything for you. We don't care. So that was bad enough. Then, I don't remember what day it was now. I don't even know what day it is right now. All of a sudden, one day last week, probably Wednesday night or Thursday night. Might have been Thursday night because I got mine Friday. I wake up in the morning because, again, my phone's been buzzing all night because I've still signed up for notifications from Wario. I'm going through my notifications at 5:15 in the morning when I wake up, and it's like, SNES Classic, it's still up, it's gone. I'm like, are you kidding me? So in the middle of the night, Best Buy and Amazon went up for pre-order. Literally in the middle of the night. If you were like in America or anywhere in North America, you probably didn't get to pre-order it then. If you were over in Germany for Gamescom, or if you're in Australia and it's like 2 days from now or whatever it is, you probably were able to pre-order it. In America, you got screwed. Then the next day, so it was Thursday night into Friday morning that it went up. Friday, they said, hey, it's going to go live at all these retailers for pre-order, including Target, GameStop, not Toys R Us. I I forget what the other ones were. Target went up for pre-order. I pre-ordered it. I added it to my cart. I hit checkout, thinking an error, thinking error, thinking back to the main page. There's nothing in your cart now. Do it again, goes in my cart, checkout, thinking error, nothing in your cart. Pre-ordered again, this item's out of stock. You got to be kidding me. So I'd gone out to Kroger to buy a Powerball ticket, which obviously did not come through because we still have jobs. And then Wario tweeted, GameStop's doing pre-orders. The website doesn't work, though. Then he tweeted, actually, GameStop's doing their pre-orders in store. I went over to our local GameStop, got in line, got my pre-order. People were calling. His phone was constantly ringing. I told the guys, like, you should just answer the phone. Hi, thank you for calling GameStop. We don't have any pre-orders at SNES Classic. Thank you. Have a good day. Because he asked, the first call he got, it was 2 people in front of me, 3 people behind me. And he's like, hold on one second. Is everybody here for the SNES Classic? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we don't have any more pre-orders. So each store probably got like 10, which is what GameStop got of the NES Classic when I got mine. I got mine pre-ordered. It's confirmed. It's going to be here on launch day. So that's cool. I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to. That's a whole topic for another day. But then Amazon pre-orders went up for a second time real quick. No, they didn't go up for a second time, but some of the people that pre-ordered on Amazon, even during the middle of the night, they weren't getting them on launch day. They're getting them like the first week of October.
That's stupid.
So they're still getting it, but it's like this whole thing has just been so screwed up. And we all had hopes that Nintendo would have learned from the SNES Classic. I mean, the NES Classic and the Switch constraints. We were lucky as hell to get ours.
Yeah.
They clearly have not learned. And they never will learn, I think, at this point.
Probably not, no.
It's ridiculous. Also, the SNES Classic, they put out, when we were recording last week, if you remember, if you watched, we said, they just put out a Japanese trailer for the Super Famicom Mini, the features and everything. Then they put one out for the US version, obviously. There's a rewind feature. You can rewind at least 1 minute per game save. Now, that's the key thing, though, and this is weird. The way the Disney Afternoon Collection works and some other games with this rewind feature is you screw up, you hit L2 and you rewind. You try it again. The way it works on the SNES Classic is you have to do a save state or a suspend point. And then from that, each game is different, but you can go back a minute, up to 1 minute and 40 seconds, I think is the longest time, from that save state to say, I need to try that again. I guess their reasoning is...
But if you don't
do a save state, right? So if you die, I guess
it's
just
almost
make
like a
save
quicker
state.
load.
It's weird.
Instead of going back in and say, okay, I want to load this one back, it's just rewind, and you're back there. Kinda.
Well, you have to push reset. You have to hold Y to do the save state, and then you click it, and then you go L1 to rewind until here, play. It seems weird. It's a great idea in practice. Again, because they're trying to stick to what the SNES was with not changing anything on the controller. They didn't do a home button or anything to control the actual UI from the controller. I think that's a mistake. And there's no rewind button on there. You've got to do it through the save state thing, which I think is really weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They also did border frames, so you can change the what goes around, because all these games are 4x3, or if you do Pixel Perfect, they're 3x3. I don't want borders, though. I don't like that. I don't like how Ultra Street Fighter 2, if you do the classic mode, it's got the borders around it. I don't like that. I would rather have just be black, so I'm just
black,
focusing on the screen. But you can do like a wood background. You can make it look like the Famicom. You can do whatever. But I guess sometimes the colors change based on what's happening in the game, which that's kind of cool, but I also think that would be distracting, so I don't like that. And then there's also a demo mode where basically it's caching your gameplay footage so that it can play it back. And it's kind of like if you bought an old school game, you turn on. A lot of times we would do that. We just let it play. We like, okay, let's watch the computer play or do a cutscene or do whatever. It'll do that based on your gameplay also, which is kind of cool. Do you want one?
An SNES?
I don't mean to buy mine. I just meant, has any of this changed your opinion on wanting to pre-order one?
Nah.
Raspberry Pi is the way to go.
Yep.
This news broke today. I want to get Sean's thoughts on this, although I think I know the answer. PSVR is finally getting some bundles out there that are actually worth a damn. PSVR plus this all starts September 1st. You can get PlayStation VR with a camera included for $399. So essentially, they're giving you the camera for free. Thing retails at $60, I think, but I think on eBay those things go up for like $80 or $90 because they're hard to come by. Now you can get it packaged in for essentially no cost. They also did another bundle: PlayStation VR plus the camera plus 2 Move controllers plus PSVR Worlds for $450. That is actually a hell of a deal. Does any of this make you want to get a PSVR finally? Because you've been more on the fence than I have.
I was on the fence, but no. It just seems like there's not a whole lot of... I can't think of one... Here we are in August, 7, almost 8 months removed, and to me, the biggest selling point for PSVR is still Resident Evil 7.
Yes.
It just seems like there's no support for it, and it just seems like everything that's coming out is super indie or super tech demo-y, basically. Like,
just
there's nothing that comes out. Yeah, there are no VR games. There are no games, again, other than Resident Evil, that I would feel compelled to play in VR. There are no VR exclusive games that I even feel the need to play. I don't care about going fishing in Final Fantasy. Like, I would love if with the right support, with the right games available, I'm in on VR, but it just seems like they're just not supporting it the way it should be. No, none of this makes me want to. I think both of those are about $100 off right now from enticing me to get it. There's just not enough. I'm not saying they're bad deals, but once I purchase these deals, there's not enough else to draw me in. I don't know. And plus, I've still never... If our freaking Best Buy would just... if they would get them like a demo unit in store or something and I can try it out, maybe that would do it, but I don't know. Nothing I've seen. It seems like a cool idea, but nothing that I've seen, nothing they've released is like making this a must-have for me until those prices probably drop by another $100.
Yeah. It's one of those things I want to experience, but I don't want to just pay $400 or $500 to experience it. You know?
Right, yeah.
Like, Oculus has dropped their price, Vive has dropped their price, and now PSVR has essentially dropped their price by including all this stuff. Again, what are you doing with the cap?
I keep playing with it and it pops off.
All these bundles should have been there from the beginning. That's the problem.
Yes.
These are a year late.
Yeah.
You should have never had to buy this thing without a camera, which is required to use the VR.
Yeah.
You can't use it without that. And then if you want the Move controller, I mean, it's just dumb. So I'm not getting it, especially with my life situation for the next year. I'm really more interested in PSVR 2 is what I'm really interested in at this point.
In theory, but how much is that going to cost? It just seems like it's...
I know.
I want VR to be a thing, but it just seems like, okay, you got your PlayStation. Now you got to buy this thing and plug it into the PlayStation. You got to wear this thing and plug into that. You got to hold these things. And it's just like, it makes the whole 3D TV fad seem like nothing. I'm not even big on 3D TV because you still have to wear glasses. I'm like, figure out how to make it where you don't have to wear glasses.
Like the 3DS.
And now 3D is just, nobody cares about it anymore. It seems like VR is still in that territory where it's just it's more trouble than it's worth to me. It would be cool if you got a VR. It would be cool if somebody I knew had one that I could play occasionally. I'm not tempted in the least to spend this kind of money on it right now.
I agree. Secret of Mana is getting a full remake in 2018, and I am so excited for this. It's coming out on PS4, not PSVR. PS Vita, the Vita lives, and Steam, of course. It comes complete with revamped 3D visuals and upgraded gameplay, which I really am interested to see what that ends up actually meaning. Because as I talked about a couple weeks ago, Secret of Mana I can't get into because of the whole meter thing. The meter is still there, right?
I'm pretty sure.
It looks like.
Yeah.
They have fully voiced characters and core scenes from the snowy
from
the story are now visualized in game with cutscenes. I like the art style. Some people are crapping on the art style. I like it. It looks like Adventures of Mana, which I loved on the Vita. I don't know about the gameplay and everything. The other thing that makes me worried, though, because when I saw this, I was like, yep, sign me up. Obviously, this will be a $20 game. I'm all about it. I cannot wait to play this. I'll probably play it on Vita, and maybe there's cross-save. I can play it with my PS4 also. It's $40.
That seems a bit much.
It seems excessive. Now, maybe that's just a placeholder price or something, but this feels like it should be a $20, $25 game. I want to play this. I want to play this more than I want to play now the original Secret of Mana. Like I said, I love the art style. I loved Adventures of Mana. That's another game you need to try whenever you borrow my PSVR. But what do you think? I mean, my PS Vita. I keep saying PSVR for everything. My PS Vita. What do you think? You're the one that's actually played this game.
I've played it, but I just don't remember. I've played a lot of SNES games that they all just kind of blend together for me. I know I like this game, but I couldn't tell you a single thing. What stands out the most to me is the little bar. Other than that, I don't really remember much about it. I agree. It doesn't seem like a $40 game. To me, it kind of seems like I'm Setsuna, where it's like, this looks cool, but I'll wait till it's on sale.
Yeah.
But I'm very much intrigued by it, but I don't know. Not for $40.
Yeah.
$30 maybe. If it's $40, I'm waiting until it's on sale.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. And if anybody's going to PAX West, it will be playable there. So I think that's what will be interesting. After people actually go hands-on with it, IGN, GameSpot, Kind of Funny, all these other people, I want to know what people... I want to hear what they're saying about these gameplay changes, because that could mean a million different things.
Be very bad or very good.
All I know is the little bit I played of it, like it just like select, I feel like should do certain things, but like X does it, like brings up your item wheel, and then it doesn't seem like it was made that well. What I think these gameplay changes are going to be that bar is probably going to stay there for your attack bar or whatever it's called. I think they're just going to modernize because they've got all these extra buttons now and a touchpad and all this other stuff. I think they're going to change the way they do a lot of the menus and stuff like that is what I think.
Probably, yeah.
A couple more quick items here, and then we'll get to everybody's favorite part of this nice short podcast this week. The Xbox One X is officially the fastest selling Xbox pre-ordered console of all time. That's very specific. Good for them. No part of me wants an Xbox One X.
No. To me, this has steep drop off written all over it. I feel like the people that really buy this are Xbox fanboys. Yep. That's it. Like I feel like not many people that really want to buy this are going to wait. They want it right away, or they probably don't want it at all. I think this drops off quick. I mean, props to them. That's good. Like you said, it's a very specific, fastest selling Xbox pre-order ever.
But like, I don't think you could pre-order the Xbox One.
I don't remember.
Or the 360.
Right. I don't remember.
When consoles launched, normally you can't like...
There didn't used to be pre-orders.
No, it was amazing that you could pre-order the Switch. Like, I'm pretty sure when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, you had to line up at Target or Best Buy or GameStop or whatever and hope you got one. I don't remember there being online pre-orders.
Right.
Comment below and let me know if I'm wrong, but I just don't remember that. So, I mean, this could be the only Xbox, other than the Xbox One S, which, because that's not confusing because there's a One X, but whatever.
Yeah.
Games with Gold games got announced for September. The X-Bone gets Forza 5 Game of the Year Edition and Oxenfree. Xbox 360, backwards compatible, gets Hydro Thunder Hurricane and Battlefield 3. We don't yet know the PS Plus games. We'll know those next week, so come back next week when we have those announcements. You might think we've been going long enough that the podcast is over, but is it, Sean?
It sure isn't.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's that time when we played
Because she's dead.
Too soon. Too soon. But it's not too soon to play the It's the Back of the Box Challenge. If you didn't know, the Back of the Box Challenge
Something
is
was
what
off
we
there.
end the podcast here with every week on the Two Player Co-op podcast. What this game is we take a previously released retail version of a game We look at the back of the box, because that's the name of the game. We read that description aloud to the other player, bleep out any pertinent information that would give the game away or make it way too obvious. Then the other player gets to ask some follow-up questions, really as many as they want, and they try to guess what the game is. That's the back of the box challenge. That's what we're going to do now.
Question.
Yes.
Not related to this at all. With the introduction of Cena now to a Raw pay-per-view, what are they going to do with Joe at this pay-per-view?
I thought he was going to fight Joe.
So did I, but yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. All right, who's reading first? You or me?
I can read.
Okay.
I feel like we've done this game already, but I'm going to try it anyways. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Can you scroll? 25 years ago, you ruled in the world of blank. Since then, you and your partner have created a formula that turns men into supermen. Your partner is dead. The formula has been stolen, and you're out for revenge. You use your serum to transform into the most powerful man in the galaxy. You'll cross the stars in search of the killers that changed your life forever. With your newfound strength and your old blank training, you can't wait for your final fight.
Final fight. Is this 16-bit?
No.
8-bit?
Yes.
Is it Capcom?
Yes.
Is it Final Fight?
No. And it's not Mighty Final Fight.
All right, 8-bit Capcom. Do you play as a human?
Yes.
Do you use a web? Do you use a? Is it a beat 'em up?
I don't think so.
Or more action game?
I would call it an action game, yeah.
Do you have a gun?
I think so.
Like, is that your main?
I believe it is, yeah. I think you do a combination of brawling and weapons. But I'm not really sure.
Okay, Capcom 8-bit action game, mostly gun. Is this part of a series?
This is kind of part of a series. It's part of a series, but it's more of a spin-off, I guess I would say. Yeah, it's a spin-off.
So this is not the first of a series.
It is not.
Is it the last?
No.
Okay. Did we own it?
No.
Did we rent it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 8-bit Nintendo Capcom game. Is it console exclusive? Well, if it's 8-bit.
It was.
Kind of has
yeah,
to,
it was NES only. It didn't. I mean, it wasn't arcade or anything like that.
Yeah. Is the series, other than being a spin-off, is the main series still alive today?
Yes.
Capcom. Resident Evil. There's no Resident Evil games. What other It's not... I don't think it's Bionic Commando. I don't think that's still around. It's not Resident Evil. It's not Final Fight. Is it Street Fighter 2020 or whatever it's called?
Street Fighter 2010.
2010. That's in the past now.
The Final Fight. Oh, that's
it's
weird.
called the Final Fight?
Yeah, that's the
I don't remember
tagline.
that. Oh, God.
The only thing I bleeped out.
Bleeped out?
I bleeped out was your Street Fighter training.
Oh, well.
So
So that's the name of the game.
It is the name of the game. Good job. So we haven't done that before.
I think I might have done it, but
Maybe it was 20 questions or something. I don't know.
yeah.
I was like, I don't
We've
know.
used the game for
Yeah.
something before.
All right. Well, I got a good one for next week. I was going to dip into it if you were like, oh, yeah, we did this one, blah, 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 blah. But you didn't. So
All right. Are you ready?
I hope this one's easy.
Well, never mind.
I act.
All right. Defeat droves of dive-bombing blanks. Squash squadrons of flying blanks. Trash tons of turbo-powered blanks.
Is the blank in the title of the game?
No. It's all waiting for you in this wacky whirlwind adventure through the blank.
Twisting, turning through the never.
5 wild worlds.
Wild horses.
4
calling birds.
blank levels of difficulty. 3 mind-boggling
God.
mini games.
We've done this one before.
Really?
Yep.
2 hopelessly lost. Do you know what it is?
No.
Oh, okay, good. 2 hopelessly lost relatives. And 1 blanking blank named blank.
Oh, we've done this before because I remember that. 16.
Yes.
Well, that was weird.
Well, so I actually couldn't find this on Moby Games.
Weird.
They had the game, but only the front cover, so I had to just Google image search. So I don't have access to it. But so yeah. But anyway, yes.
Was it on SNES and Genesis?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you play as a human?
No.
Do you play as a cat?
Yes.
Do you encounter some of the furred kind?
You do not.
Oh. Damn. Okay, wait a minute. I forgot what you do play as a cat?
Yes.
Play as a cat. Is this a Tiny Toons themed
No.
game? Your poor phone in
I
case.
know, it's falling apart.
What is...
This isn't Jeopardy.
I know. Alex. All right. This is a licensed game, obviously.
No.
What?
I don't think so.
What? What? Oh, my God. We've done this game before. Because I remember the 4 French hens, 3 turtle doves. That's 3
You're
and
off
2.
by 1.
Okay, you play as a cat. Super Nintendo and Genesis. Is this a Disney property?
No.
Plays a cat. You're not a rocking cat, are you?
You're not.
It's not licensed. Okay, we've done this game, Kevin. Think. It's not licensed.
No.
Is it part of a series?
Yes.
Is it a platformer? Did I ask that?
You didn't. I guess I would call it a platformer. Yeah.
You're a little late. 1 something. Oh my God, we played this. We Arrow the Acrobat is a bat because he's an acrobat. It's not Bubsy. Wait, do you play as Bubsy in this game? I was gonna say. Claws and so is this the second in the series?
It is.
Okay, we've done this game before.
I figured, yeah, it's Bubsy 2. I don't know if there's a cutesy subtitle. There probably is.
The claws.
But I
Strike
figure
Back
you
or
always
something.
ask, is it Bubsy? I'm like, all right, it's time
Who
to
plays
just
a
do
human or a
Bubsy.
cat? We've done that one because I remember that. Oh God.
And it's, you get the Nerf Blast 'em. What's it called?
Oh God, I need
Nerf
to remember.
Ballzooka.
Yep. I need to remember what episode that was. Gosh, that wasn't on Moby. And then when you said that, I was like, I'm having major deja vu.
No, the game. Yeah, there's a page on Moby Games, but it only has the front cover for both Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, that's been episode 89. You know, go back to Minnesota. All I know is before
Alexa Bliss,
because she sucks. Because Sasha's pathetic, and she's the worst champion ever, and she can't ever defend the title.
She's like a 5-time champ, and she's held it
zero
for a
title
total of
defenses.
like a month.
Yes,
maybe.
0 to title defenses is pathetic. But thank y'all for being here. If you like what you see and you haven't already, go to youtube.com/2player co-op and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button over there, share the video with your friends. If you didn't know, we're part of the Nerd 901 family. So go to nerd901.com. Check out the good stuff over there. Nick and Adam and Ernie and Derek and all the other people at Nerd 901 just keeps expanding. I can't even keep track of how many people are over there, but they're doing a lot of good things over there. Check out everything going on. You'll be glad you did. Obviously, you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_co-op. Delete. Jeff Hardy said in an interview that eventually we will be broken or awoke. They will get around it. It will happen at some point.
They
don't
have
know
to,
when.
yeah.
If you like audio, you can check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts. It is late and I'm tired. Stitcher and other services around the world. If you could, it means a lot. If you could leave us a 5-star review there, help us move up the charts, reach more people, and all that other fun stuff. And if you've
Talking like Coach Z with the charts.
With an OC. If you've only listened to us on audio, you really should check us out at youtube.com/2player-co-op and hit the subscribe button, like I said, and hit the like button. It would mean a lot to us. It really does. Thank you guys so much for being here. This has been a fun episode. Oh, yeah, wait. We've got a Facebook page, but we don't update it. Facebook.com/2player-co-op gaming. Go ahead, go give us a like there. We get tagged in all our videos from the guys at Nerd 901 because they do their job and we don't when it comes to Facebook. So check us out there. And after you do that, come on back for episode, good Lord, 90. And until that time, Sean, take us out.
Thank you for playing.
Because you go up and then you go out.
Well, because usually it goes out.
But this 2 times in a row now, it's gone straight up and you're like, boom. So if you just go up and like do...
I'm going to get it before episode 100.
That was incorrect.
I will.
He won't.
Thank you for playing.
Doesn't count anymore. No. You only get one drive.
Hit me in the head.
Bye, guys.